One Missouri Republican says Palestinian refugees fleeing the violence in Gaza should not be welcomed here. But tonight, Governor Mike Parson says her calls are misguided. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has new reaction from the governor. Mark?
Governor Mike Parson rebuked that Missouri House Republican who's running for the Senate and raising money alongside. His remarks suggested that her broad calls for a ban on all refugees from an entire war-torn region showed she was uninformed about the law, unserious about her proposal, and inexperienced on the job.
Well, you don't have the authority to do that to start off with. I mean, anybody that's been around a little bit.
Republican Chris Dinkins won a seat in the Missouri House in 2018. Governor Mike Parson said if she'd been on the job a bit longer, perhaps she'd have learned which levels of government control immigration and refugee policies.
The federal government can place refugees anywhere they want to without asking your permission. We've been through this before.
In a letter to Parson, Dinkins said Missouri should send a strong message about our values. She expressed great concern about welcoming individuals from regions whose belief systems are rooted in anti-American and anti-Israel sentiments. Tuesday morning, Parson rejected her calls to paint civilians with such a broad brush.
There's a big difference between Palestinian people and the people of Hamas. Hamas are terrorist groups that attack our country and hate who we are. We don't want them here under no circumstances whatsoever. But I don't think you want to take everybody that's from Palestine to make them as bad people. I don't know that.
Dinkins published her open letter as more than 2 million people who call Gaza home hope a temporary truce stretches into a permanent one. Among the casualties there, this young wounded boy, Ayub. His grandmother says he lost 18 family members in an Israeli airstrike. Many there are mourning families gone, houses destroyed, entire neighborhoods erased after the Israeli military launched a counteroffensive in response to the Hamas attack on October 7. In Gaza City, as hungry refugee children waited for food to warm on makeshift stoves, Representative Dinkins, who lives 6,500 miles away, wrote, "It is imperative that we take a clear stand in opposition to refugee resettlement in Missouri," warning many individuals from the Gaza Strip would bring divisive and dangerous ideologies.
Sure, you're going to be careful who we're targeting for to say who we don't want here and who we do. Because again, I think there's a huge difference between Palestinian people and the Hamas. I think that's pretty clear now.
Term limits means Representative Dinkins' days are numbered in the State House. She's running for a seat in the Senate right now. We offered her a chance to explain her proposal. For example, how could anyone practically or constitutionally vet a refugee for their ideas? And which ideas exactly would she allow? She hasn't responded yet.
All right.